Andrea was the first one in real estate. I guess you will start.
So I was probably 19 years old, and I was selling perfume at a mall. And I had two gentlemen come up to me and ask me if I want to do something else, and they were looking for an assistant. So I said, okay. So they both turned out to be realtors, and they worked separately, but unfortunately, they were not searching for me for the right reasons, I think. Anyways, they I did learn a lot though. It was probably back in 2011, probably 2010. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
Back when a lot of short sales were still around, so I got to use Equator. I got to practice doing short sales, and then, as you know, as the years went by, they became less and less frequent. But because they were a little weird with me, I decided to search elsewhere. They weren't too eager with me getting my license either. So I kind of got a taste of real estate, but I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to do.
Right.
So when I finally,
2013 or 14?
2000, maybe 13, 12,
No, 12 wasn't
I
12.
transitioned to a top producer who
Mm-hmm.
was doing really, really well, and he was seeking for a buyer's agent, and I thought I could do that. So without being licensed, I went ahead, talked to him. From then on, he said, okay, you're hired. And I said, okay. So I just went ahead and started doing showings. And when it was time to write up an offer, I called my friend who was in real estate, and she told me how to write up an offer, and I got my offer accepted without knowing
Wow.
anything.
First time?
Yeah, first time for showing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Made it look
So,
easy.
yeah, I mean, and you know what? I think that's what it takes, not just for myself, but for everyone.
Mhm.
If you're a rookie agent, the minute you get your first offer accepted, it's downhill from uphill from there. Like, you'll know
Yeah.
what to do from then on. And it takes that first escrow, that first nice looking check
Yes.
to change your mind completely. So that's what happened.
And just walk me through, just in a couple key words, what stands out to you on your first escrow?
On my very first escrow, easy.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, easy. And then not just that, but my willingness to have a higher income. I was already young and married, and I needed to have more income. So it's just a no-brainer. Like, you have to. Someone was helping me with leads. I was learning to do open houses. It's like, you're here to work. So,
Right.
just easy. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so while you're getting your feet wet and doing inspections and appraisals, learning the ropes of the sales piece of it, because I know you have the admin support or the admin knowledge behind you. Edwin, what are you doing during this time? Where are you at while she's working
in sales? And the reason I got into real estate was because of ego. So I was working in sales, I was 23, 24, but my mindset was, I'm making a good income. So I was making 45,000 in I was selling furniture.
Okay.
So 2014, I guess that was her first good year on real estate, working with a team. Her income was higher than mine. She was selling back 2013, 2014.
My first year I did 13 escrows, which was not bad as a buyer's agent.
That's great.
So eventually, I noticed her income was higher than mine in 2014. That's when I was like, okay, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to get my license. But that's it. I won't do anything. I'm just going to get my license. So I was able to get my license in 2014. Her income was at least 40% higher than mine.
Mm-hmm.
So now she was inviting me to go out. So like, no, that's not going to be happening. So that's on 2015 was my first year that I jumped into real estate. I remember that someone told me this. I was going to do as a part-time at that moment. And someone told me, if you really want to succeed in something, you need to cut everything in order so you don't go back. So I literally just gave my 30-day notice. I'm going to quit. They told me, oh yeah, you're going to come back. You're going to come back. So that pressured me more to go into real estate.
Well, I also told Edwin this, and I remember that he was supposed to quit and start, I think, February or March 1st, and we had put that deadline.
Yeah.
But we had said we'd save $10,000 and then we would do it. Well, we didn't save $10,000. We
$3,000
only
in the
had
bank.
$3,000 on the bank. And he said, well, we don't have the 10 grand, so I guess I can't quit. And I said, well, you said you'd quit this date, so it's happening whether you like it or not. And it's embarrassing for me to go back to who I work with and tell them that we're not ready yet. So you need to do it. And we did.
Wow, that's news to me. And just knowing what I know about you two, I mean, you're calculated. You're thoroughly thought out, Gloria. Like from what I know, it seems like you're a planner. And so for not having the security blanket of the 10,000, but yet saying, "Hey, we talked about it. You need to come over now." That's surprising to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to roll the dice, and I've always told Edwin that I gamble it, and I know it'll happen.
Good for you.
To make sure it's going to happen.
Of course, as a family man, you want to make sure that no matter what, you still have income to
Right.
at that moment,
Right.
food, etc. So yeah, so I jump in as a solo agent. But first, he was still working on the team. I believe by August or September, then that's when she decided to quit the team, and that's when we decided to work together.
Got it. Okay. So how did you do in your first year? Was she outperforming you? Did you do 13?
No, I didn't. Eventually, I ended up with I have the numbers, 2.3 millions. It was only 11 transactions at that time.
That's still amazing too, though.
Yeah. So yeah,
And is that solo or are you on a team?
Solo until September. Remember, February was my first day.
Okay.
September, that's when she decided to jump in. But through that time, I was just by myself.
Got it. Very cool.
I mean, whatever I was getting.
Yeah.
Yes. Explain to me, what was that like now that, I'm sure you heard all of Gloria's stories, the ups and downs of real estate, and now you're living it. How was the relationship? How did that work out? Because I'm sure you guys were probably swapping hats left and right, trying to figure it out.
The first 6 months, it was difficult.
Let's just
Like
point
working
out.
together.
Let's just point out that we're husband and wife who are now next to each other, and have to do well while at the same time keep this.
So yeah, so
it was hard. It was
hard the first months because
back.
personality-wise, we both, I would say, well, she's more driver than me, but we both like to be like, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do. So what's kind of difficult? We see each other at home. We had a fight at home, and then we come back and work. How can you touch everything? Yeah. So we see each other like 24/7. Yeah. So yes, it was difficult at the beginning. Eventually, little by little, we kind of knew, okay, this is my roles. This is my roles. And you do your things. Don't get involved with my things. I know what I'm doing. So we found a balance. It took time, but we found a balance.
We found our balance.
And now, to me, it comes to our benefit, because when we present to different clients, husband and wives, something you like to work with people you can relate to. So we have a family, we husband and wife. When we go to an interview, we start talking about business, real estate, and we end up talking about family. So that make a stronger connection with the clients. Yeah. Even after we close escrow, we have so many clients that we go out and have fun. Like, for example, this Sunday, I went with one of my past clients to go inside the ocean and fishing. So it's really nice.
Very cool. Okay. So what happened when you guys joined forces in your first year together? I know there were a lot of dynamics in trying to figure out who's doing what, who's taking the lead. I know that probably took some time. How did you guys succeed in that first year together?
It went well.
It went well. I think also is that we had no choice. We're self-employed, both of us. And so I think other people have partners who are, salary and whatnot. And so it's like you could probably sometimes even get comfortable, but we had no choice. And we're not living with our parents, and we're young, and we're living downtown in LA, and we're renting a studio, and we need to make money because rent is due. You know what I mean? Life is due. And we also, like to go out. We're young, we're drinking, this, that. So money needed to be there. It was just no choice. We needed to work, like open houses. I think it took a while for Edwin to get used to the idea that your clients don't really come to you the way it did in the furniture store.
Yeah.
And that was really hard on him, to the point where I said, I'm going to downtown. I'm going to LA, back when I was working in LA a lot. I'm putting up those signs in those crazy streets, and I'm gonna do this. And I think that tickled him.
Yeah.
Showing him the way.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, we did a lot of work, like in the field. Like now, every now and then we do open houses, even before the pandemic. Every now and then, unless you start listing, it's not like as before. We work a lot by referral now. But back, like, it was 2016, our first year together. So I remember we were doing open house almost every single weekend. And at that time, that's when Facebook was started.
Yeah.
You didn't see a lot of real estate agents on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
But at that time, our broker was doing it.
And he was doing it at a high level.
So he teach us how to do it. So we just
right.
copy and paste everything he was doing. So we did the same in second year, 2016. We did a 6.1 million in production in 21 transactions.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
That's great. And do you guys remember what you did? It sounds like open houses, sounds like Facebook. What would you, because 21 is a great book of business too. 21 transactions, a lot. What were you guys doing at that time to create those opportunities? You're like your lead gen levers.
So we had a database. So we got introduced to CRM, but at that time was I think Top Producer, the one that we were using. So open houses, we were doing open houses at least 3 weekends out of the month.
3 weekends a month. Wow.
And at least 2 open house during Monday through Friday. So we were doing it like from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So by the time the kids were getting out of school, so they can see the signs and go to the houses.
And it sucked. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there just because I don't do it as often as, I mean, especially now with COVID, but, you know, I remember sitting down in those open houses, especially when you weren't prepared to even reach your, like, you know, or just, you know, waiting for people to come in and then having that piece of paper and making sure you made those phone calls Monday, if not Sunday.
Yeah.
There was a lot of work that went into it.
And we still lost a lot of business, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Our follow-up at that time wasn't that good.
Right.
But yeah, like she's saying, doing open house, it was a sacrifice.
Right.
Doing an open house, a lot of NLA, most of the houses in LA, they don't have AC units. So back in the day, I was more like a suit, tie all the time. So trust me, it was
I'm with you on that. I was the same way.
And then our sphere of influence.
By that time, because the first year, you know, like, hey, I'm in real estate. And they're like, okay, another person in real estate. They didn't trust in us. You know, when we started doing more Facebook, postings and stuff like that.
Our success. I think I got a lot of high out of when I was working with the last broker. I was a buyer's agent. Sharing photos on social media and putting that sold sign to me was like cherry on top to everything I did. And you know, social media was just starting. People were barely sharing, you know, their sold signs and all that. So I was committed to making sure I continued.
And we did a key, the funny
continue sharing that. We even had a key that
in 2016. So no one uses now. It was a funny one. One day I'll show you the footage.
So we can credit the key.
Yeah.
Back to Millennial Realtors.
Yeah.
I love it. Very cool.
So our family and friends will start trusting us. So now we notice we're getting referrals from them, you know?
Right.
And also we were getting our family working with us.
Got it.
You know, 2015, we had like 2 or 3 family members kind of close who did work with someone else. And we understand. We were new on the business to them.
Well, I don't understand, but, you know, it is what it is.
I get it. You know,
it's always hard to,
yes.
Yeah, I get it. I got that same challenge in my family too. Well, let me ask you, for anyone who's, you know, just getting started, and we'll get into some higher level thinking, but just if those that are out there that are thinking about, what does it really take? What did you guys say that you learned in your first couple of years of real estate? I know Gloria's tapped on it about open houses are not sexy. You know, putting signs in the ground is not fun in heels, I'm sure, for ladies. Like guys, like we're running around in our loafers in the hot heat with a suit and tie on. I mean, those are just labor things, but what other things?
Well, keep in mind, we were new on the business. We didn't have much money to say, hey, I'm going to pay a lot for marketing. By the time I wasn't even boosting on Facebook like nowadays. Right. So the cheapest way to do business is go out and do it. You know, back in the day, I used to door knock. Didn't have that much success on door knocking, but open houses, so it's cheap. Like it's almost not cost. It's just labor that you have to do. But one advice that I got at the beginning of real estate, and to this day, I try to follow the best that I can. Is treat it as a job. You know, 9 to 6. You have to put 8 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good point.
so and I believe you guys see me. Like I try to come in the morning. I leave around 5, 6.
And,
Because
and sometimes it's a little annoying for me, but I respect it. I understand it now that we've grown in the business a little, and now that we're parents. I am blessed to have a little bit more time off, and get the weekends with my daughter. But yeah, there's times where I see him running out of the house at 8:30, and I'm like, we're realtors. Can you chill a little more and go at 10 or something? And he's like, no, I gotta go. I'm like, oh, you have an appointment? No, but I gotta go. I'm like, I hate it sometimes, but you know, it is what it is, and I respect that of him now. And he's right, you know, treat it as a job. Sometimes you have nothing to do, but the minute you show up here, things come up, and all of a sudden
you're always
do.
gonna find something.
You will have something to do.
So then walk me through. So that was 2016. And then is it that next year then? You guys met Josh?
Yes.
Yep.
It was December 2016.
Yeah.
We signed the documents on December 30, one day before New Year's. On the second, we were moving our things.
Yeah.
Why did you move? What were you looking for? What was missing?
There
was a lot of things going on, but mainly
we were the big fish.
We were the big. I mean, and it's funny to say it because we're not near being the big fish here, but we were the big fish in the other office, and that I started to question that, and it started to become a little boring to know that I'm big here, and I think there's big out there, and I need to go out there.
So the last 6 months in the previous brokerage, like we didn't learn nothing new. All the classes and training was for wages. That's good, but we didn't even have. The only person we had to talk to was our broker. There was no other top producer agent that we can go and say, "Hi, what are you doing to do that numbers?" Right. So yeah, and at that moment was Cerritos was open, and it was in the works for La Mirada. So we got recruited for La Mirada, but incubated in Cerritos. And there were big agents, like for example, Remo at that moment.
Remo, Mark, a few others.
Yeah, Ramon.
So now we were like super small fish, so we have a lot of space to grow. And thank God, since that time, everything has been growing little by little.
Wow. Very cool. And so what does your business look like now? Are you guys still doing the same sort of lead gen activities? How has the responsibilities evolved now that the family's growing and we have Amy? You know, I mean, you guys, congratulations. You bought your first investment property, you know, you rehabbed it. I mean, you guys are this is why we get into the business, right? Just to create wealth and create our own little investment portfolio. So now that you guys are actively doing this, how has this changed the relationship with regards to working and being partners in life with a child and growing the family?
So we have business-wise and also personal, we have a good balance, you know. We know that getting home you get disconnected 100%. Right now I'm working full-time. What I mean, I work 5 days, even sometimes 6 days out of the week.
Okay, more like 6, 7 days.
Right now that we're busy the last 2-3 months, yes, I've been working a lot, you know. Hey, you know, market is hot, take advantage. You don't know what is going to happen first quarter next year. So I'm just work. And and if we have the momentum, I'm not going to stop when we have the momentum. I'm going to take advantage most of the time of the momentum. But so that gives, now that we have a daughter, that gives us the advantage for Gloria to be.
I'm at home Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, so we have
we have a sitter
from Monday through Thursday. On those days, probably from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. She's more in the office. She's the one who talks to the leads when they come in.
I negotiate. I'm the negotiator.
I could see that. I can see that.
And, you know, a few other tasks that I take care of as well.
Well, because I'm an medical, I take care of that.
Yeah.
And so you've got you two, and then buyer's agent, did have an assistant. And I think it should be shared that the assistant, when was that? Was that a year ago? About December?
Yes, around this time a year ago.
Right? And fast forward during this crazy 2020, which we were all gung-ho and excited for a brilliant year. And then March 24th about hits and we're all staying at home. Fast forward 6 months later, and here you guys are having, would you say this is your best year?
Yes. And we thought it was different. Like to me, at the beginning of the year, last year we did 23, 24 transactions. Our goal was to do 36. We didn't work that close. This year, you know what? Even though we did 24, let's do 40. Let's do 40. And when the pandemic happened, I was scared, like, shit, market is gonna go, it's gonna go down. We're not gonna make the production. We're barely gonna be able to survive. Bank account, we were stable, but I didn't have that reserves I wish I could have at that moment. And because of, I would say, Gloria was telling me at the beginning of the pandemic, I don't want you to go out, stay home, blah, blah, blah. My mentality, shit, I don't have reserves. I need to go out. Yeah. Because of necessity and everything, I started working. I remember, like, probably we took off, like, a week and a half, 2 weeks to see what happened. The state told us, even real estate, you cannot work. So I was just working on the open escrows that we had at that moment. But when they give us a green light, I was like full force. So year to date, we have 22 transactions. So we only 2 number of units away from last year's goal.
Right.
Volume, we have around 8.6 as an average, but we have 9 transactions open right now. That's 4.4. So yeah, even though it's the pandemic year, we're gonna be, if everything goes well, we're probably gonna be making our goal 40 transactions.
If not more.
If not more.
Yeah. So if we count the 9 in escrows, you're at 31 pieces of business, either closed or in escrow.
Yes.
Right. That's amazing. So you're already 7 ahead of this time of all of last year, and you still have 4 months left.
Then we have a good pipeline, a healthy pipeline. Like we're still sending an offer.
So what I want to know is, you've got Amy's growing up, she becomes more mobile, right? That requires more attention, which also I know Gloria is very into. You both are into family, personal time, getaways are important for you guys. Plus the pandemic, plus you don't have your assistant as you had last year, and you're still up. That's probably a 30-40% increase from last year already. With 4 months to go, everyone wants to know, how'd you do it?
How can I say this? So since last year when we met you specifically, you told us work on your fear, work on your past clients, work by referral.
Since we began the whole doing the events.
Yeah.
Events, appreciation events, doing more, mail out, posting more. I don't know, just little things that are more with our sphere and our past clients. I think that's been everything.
If you guys follow our page in Instagram or Facebook, I post showing a house, giving keys. Like I leverage as much as I can what I'm doing in real estate so people can see it. So now we have a lot of friends, family, past clients in our social media, and they see us. Even people haven't talked to them in 5-6 years from the past. They calling me, hey, I'm looking to buy or sell. 13 people that came through referral.
Wow.
From all the issues that we have. So we're working a lot on that.
That's a business.
We haven't.
I think that's huge. It's like you don't see it right away, but when you start client appreciation events, when you start doing the birthday cards, the anniversary cards, home anniversary cards,
we do that. People
sending videos to our clients or in our past clients. That's been huge.
Right.
For this year, I think.
So stay in touch. Like even now, we copy our neighbor ad, right? So we just sent almost 9 or 10 pieces, and we're gonna send even more this coming week. So because of the pandemic, we don't want to bother people and go on their door and give something in person. So what we did is like between $6, $10, we bought something through Amazon. It's free through Amazon Prime, the shipping, and we send it to the house. It's a way to reconnect again. Yeah. So we always have to be connected. Like Gloria mentioned, send a birthday card.
Yes.
Home anniversary, even marriage anniversary.
Yeah, we do.
We send it out, and we get phone calls. Oh my God, guys, you guys are the only one who send me that. Even one time, one lady called us. Not even my husband say happy anniversary on
That's amazing.
That was a good thing,
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's keep us connected, that's so that will keep us on top of mind to be the number one
Yep.
investor team when it comes to referral. Last year we did what? We did 3 appreciation events,
Yep.
and that helped us reconnect. I think that's the reason we had the referrals this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, shit, it has been so many. This year we haven't done not even a single event.
Right.
Our
So
clients say that. Our clients even said, "Hey, we're gonna miss your events. So we're gonna
this
miss
year.
seeing you guys."
Oh
I'm like,
man.
what can we do that is safe for the community, and we can reconnect with our clients before the holidays? And I give you the idea of renting
Movie
the
drive-by.
drive-by movie theater. They're gonna be in the car. We're gonna reserve so they can see the movie. We probably just give them a bag, popcorn, sodas so they can have it on the car. So that was my idea. So far, we haven't got any luck to get a location who's able to reserve this for us, but we'll find something.
We will. I think it's brilliant, but that's like thinking outside of the box. You guys are on the next level now, really thinking big, because I think all of the work and all of the labor and setting up the systems has allowed you to now reap the benefits, I should say. So now it's coming through and thinking of new ways to stay top of mind with your clients, which is a drive-in movie theater, which I think is brilliant. Does the pipeline look like you guys can get another 9 transactions to hit your goal of 40 transactions in the next 4 months? Pipeline
Getting our offer accepted on this market, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. And so for next year, then, if we finish at 40 and potentially hire some leverage over the next 60 days, possibly, what are you guys thinking about for 2021?
Unit-wise, I want to jump to the 50 units.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Have more structure on the team. One of my personal goals, if it is okay to say it, I'm working on getting my license for doing loans. So I want to add leverage to our team. Still have our partners, but keep some kind of business within the team.
Yep.
So that's I think will be one of the big ones.
I like
Hopefully now do 11, 12 transactions on the loan by next year.
Anything in closing that you'd like to leave us with, or maybe one life experience or lesson of what what stands out to you guys during your journey over the last 8 years?
You want to go?
Yeah.
You could have 2. You could each have one. What would you leave us with?
I think that life is not just real estate. And when you look at it that way, things will come at you even when you're working and you're being so successful. And they're good things and then they're bad things in all aspects of your life. And that happens to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be having surgery Wednesday. I won't discuss the details, but it makes me realize that things will continue to happen and life goes on. And regardless of whatever's going on in real estate, no matter how well you're doing or how bad you're doing, health is wealth, and everything else will come to its place with that.
I love it.
Let's leave it with that.
Yeah. No, really, that resonates well with me.
Yeah.
I really understand the point. Take care of yourself. Everything else will fall in line. Good stuff. All right, guys. I appreciate the hour. That went by really quick. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate you guys being in our market center and being such huge advocates for us, and continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.